Order. First item on our agenda is a continued hearing for Wheeler Road. The applicant has requested a continuance for this to our next meeting of June 19th?
No, 18th.
18th, June 18th. We have to vote to do that, right? We have to vote to continue, yeah.
Make a motion to continue to June 18th.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to continue the hearing for Wheeler Road to our next meeting of June 18th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0. The next item on our agenda is a new hearing for Eddie V's sign as advertised. Please come up and introduce yourself and give us an overview of your project.
Landon White with Site Enhancement Services. Glad to be back for a fourth time now. Same project. So, this Eddie V's, this sign that is being proposed was a part of the original proposal, which at that time had not received denial. But then when, somewhere along the lines of establishing the brand of this site, it was a clerical error that it got removed. And so then that was part of the confusion when we came back that second time where all the letters were all messed up. And so this is just an attempt to try to reestablish this brand. And the sign that's proposed here is minor. It's a architectural embellishment on these stanchions, and I think it's been denied for that purpose because it's on the stanchions, and then it's more than one sign on this elevation. And we're just asking this to be considered a minor architectural embellishment that is intended for internal wayfinding, and it won't be visible from any right-of-way. And it's not intended to be visible from the right-of-way, but it's just a matter of adding positively to the aesthetics of the building. So I'd love to answer any questions you may have concerning this sign.
I just have a quick question before we start with the board. Did you say this was part of the original package and it was denied?
No, it was removed.
Okay.
And so, I think it was D. And so then when I came back the second time, I remember pretty vividly. The second time it was, you all had an original proposal, and then I brought one removing D and then changed all the letters, and it was very confusing. So that's why it was continued to that third meeting, so that I could bring the I guess, cleaned up version back. But between the original first meeting and that second proposal, this was the sign that had been removed that caused that confusion. It was never denied when we submitted for permits. It was one that was allowed by code,
Okay.
but since reviewed has been denied.
All right. Thank you. Jim, any questions, comments?
I don't think so, no. So I'm just looking at this night view. So there really is no backing, right?
Correct. No.
It's a clear. No, I think I'm good.
Charles?
I don't have any questions.
Mark?
So, trying to determine where it's located, where is it on, is it the yellow?
Where the yellow is pointing, so it's on those stanchions, those poles
Oh.
coming down. So it's not actually on the wall, it's on that architectural feature.
And so what is the size of it?
I believe it's 15.58 square feet.
2'10" by 5'6".
All right, great, no, I have no more questions.
Adam?
No questions at the time.
All right. I don't have any questions. Well, I guess I have one question. Do your plans note the lumens per square foot? I don't.
Yes, we can provide that.
Well, we can condition it. I just
Yeah.
want to know if it was on there.
Not on here, I don't believe.
Okay. I don't have any questions. I think this is fine. This is a public hearing, so we'll see if there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor or against this proposal. Seeing none. Does anyone want to make a motion?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Anyone else, any questions or comments or motions for this agenda item?
I'll make a motion to approve Eddie V's 50 South Ave for a special sign permit. As shown on plans submitted with the package, pages 2, 3, and 4. Condition that not to exceed 90 lumens per square foot.
We have a second.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? 5-0. You're all set. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, the next item on our agenda is a new hearing for Oasis Systems as advertised in the public notice. Please come up and introduce yourself and give us an overview, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. For the record, Attorney Mark Vaughn here tonight representing the applicant, Oasis Systems, in connection with a special sign permit that's been submitted for the property at 200 Summit Drive. A couple of folks here that I'll introduce that'll say a few words, but have Tom Kolatoski, who is the CEO of Oasis Systems, who's here, and also Jim Tracy, who is with Signworks Group, the sign firm of record for the project. So I think you're all familiar with the property at 200 Summit Drive, but formerly known as Wheeler Road. It is the building up at the top of Summit Drive that exists, owned by the Gutierrez Company, behind where Best Buy is. And it is the building that is closest to the highway. Obviously, the Millipore building would be behind it. So Oasis Systems is a company that's currently headquartered in Lexington that is moving their corporate headquarters here to Burlington. They would basically take over close to 30,000 square feet in the fifth floor of this building. And they're very excited, as Tom will indicate, about their opportunity to move here to Burlington, be part of the Burlington community. They are a company that is in information technology, cybersecurity, network management, a lot with the Department of Defense, as well as the FAA. They do a lot of work with Hanscom, FAA, that has a location here in Burlington, at the district where our office is as well. So this is a great location for them and something that they're excited about. So the sign has been very much appropriately sized for the building, as I think Jim can speak to if necessary. The size of it is 3 feet 2 inches in height by 30 feet 8 inches in length. So the height actually complies with what your bylaw allows for a maximum height of 4 feet. The length, obviously, can't live within that 6-foot length, which most signs can't. So just given the length of the company name, Oasis Systems, the length of the sign does exceed what the bylaw allows. So we have a rendering here that does show, this is what was submitted in your package here. There is a depiction as well, which shows elevation on the building. This is on what would be the west elevation of the building. There is one sign on the building today, which would be on the east elevation, the opposite elevation. It says 128, it's the 128 technology sign that was approved by the board many years ago. So this sign would actually be on the opposite side of the building, so you wouldn't be able to see both of those signs from the same vantage point. This might be this was not submitted in your package, but it asked Jim to come up with a depiction of how the sign would actually look as placed on the building. And I have asked Jim just to make sure that this is done to scale, which it is. So, and I think as you can see, it's been appropriately sized to be on the building within that darker portion of the exterior facade so that the white lettering contrasts well. So, again, I think it's a pretty straightforward application. I know for Oasis, they are very proud to be coming to the Burlington community. At the same time, they look forward to being able to have their name on the building. And they do have, you know, visitors, vendors that do come here, so they think it's helpful in that regard. But I know Tom wanted to say a few words, if he hasn't.
Hi, how are you today?
Very good.
I have a presentation of the company. Those of you that might be interested in the company apart from this, if you'd like to have a copy of that.
Sure, you can hand
Absolutely.
it up.
I'll spare you. I won't go through that presentation, so I'll save you that. But I just did want to have the opportunity this is our first opportunity to engage with the people in Burlington. We are in Lexington today. I live in Lexington. We've been there about 35 years, originally from Somerville, before Somerville was Somerville. We've got a terrific company. We've been growing tremendously. We've grown about sevenfold in the last 8 years. We have about 3,000 employees in 36 states. And I like to describe ourselves as a small company with a lot of revenue. We've got people that have been with us for a long time. About 40% of our employees are veterans. And so our folks are very, very motivated and very passionate about what we do. We work on some of the great programs, the J-Stars, the AWACS planes that you've seen. We do a lot of cyber work, a lot of communications from space to ground. We actually run a couple of ships for the Navy, if you can believe it, where the Navy owns the ships, but they outsource the running of the ships to us. So Oasis employees are from the captain all the way down to the cook. So they're out on the Far East doing data collection. So our people are very highly motivated. We try to run a real people-oriented company, and we like to contribute a lot to the community. We support all of the Wounded Warriors and Home Base and all of those programs, the Armed Forces Communication Network. We try to be very active in the community, so we're involved with the Red Sox and the Patriots and a lot of their foundations, the Buckholz Bowl, and got the bowl with Mookie Betts a couple of weeks ago.
He's good.
Yeah, he's a very good bowler. I got an autographed bowling ball with him, so come by and visit. It's in my office when we're up at Summit. I also have, if I could digress, 25 baseballs in a frame signed by the 2013 Red Sox starting roster. And I just picked up a 2019 Bruins hockey stick signed by every single member of the Bruins. So we get to do a lot of charity auctions. We get to meet a lot of people, and it's just really a lot of fun. And a lot of people doing, really good work. We've been active in Lexington. We maintain 3 traffic islands. We support the Lexington Symphony. We do the Christmas lights. We do the Patriots Parade. I've been on the selection committee for the new town manager. So, we're all neighbors. We're all part of this thing. We try to give back. We try to have commitment to the community. We try to have fun. And we're really fortunate that we work with people who lay it on the line every single day, make enormous sacrifices, and that's very motivational to us. And we take our work really, really seriously. So I look forward to being a part of the team. My commute goes from 3.5 miles in Lexington from where I live to 2.5 because I'm down off Lowell Street. People say that's why we're coming to Burlington, but we come to Burlington because we like Burlington.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No, Jim is here if you have any questions relative to the specs for the sign itself, but I think it's consistent with how the sign of the building has been installed and the channel illuminated letters. Would that be helpful?
Sure, yeah.
Jim Tracy with Signworks Group. Yeah, it's a very basic channel letter sign. It has white acrylic faces, black aluminum returns, and basically by day it looks the same as it will at night. And it's proposed to be illuminated by white LEDs. low voltage, and very clean look. And like Mark said, we designed it to stay within that dark, precast band, if you will, of the building, so to give it a little more contrast, that type of thing. And it's tastefully within the facade height as well, so. And they're individual letters, so there's not really a lot to explain about it unless you had some, certain questions you want to ask, so.
All right, thank you. We'll start with questions from the board. Adam, do you have any questions or comments on this?
Not at this time.
Mark?
No, no questions.
I don't really have a question on the sign per se. I just, Mark, do you know what the occupancy on the building? You said they were taking 30,000 square feet on the 5th floor?
Yeah, I think it's 27,500 to be
Yeah.
accurate, yeah.
Is that like the whole 5th floor, or?
I think it's the majority of the 5th floor.
Okay. Is the rest of the building,
The building's about 250,000 square feet. I think 128 Technology. We actually have a representative, Gutierrez here, Lisa Terracone, who's here, but we're actually chatting out in the hall. I think the largest tenant that's in there is 128 Technology. That is the company that has the sign on the, what would be the other side of that building, Mike?
is there any other vacancies in the building as of right now? Like large vacancies?
Out of the 250,000 square feet, we have about 20,000 available space. Everything else is leased.
Okay.
So 230 out of the 250 is currently leased.
I'm just trying to get an idea for if another big tenant came in and wanted to sign, obviously we'd see that application, but I'm just trying to get an idea in my head. All right, that's all I really had right now. Charles?
I don't have any questions. I had the same question that the chairman had. I think I'm pretty good with it, so.
Jim?
Just to clarify, so there's no sign there now? There's no signage at all?
There's no sign on this side of the building at all, Jim. There is on the opposite side of the building, which would be facing Middlesex Turnpike, there's a sign that says 128. It's actually kind of a unique sign. It says 128 during the day, and
No,
then
at night.
at night, during the day, it has
It's more like a logo.
Yeah.
It's like a two-tone type of effect.
That's the only other sign that's on the building. There was a sign on the north elevation at one point for Aspen Technology years ago, but that's not on the building.
That's all I had.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor or against this proposal? Seeing none,
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
motion made and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0. Anyone else with any other questions or comments?
I'll make a motion for 200 Summit Drive, Oasis Systems, a special sign, a wall sign, to approve a wall sign, as shown on plans dated 5/3/2019, sheet 1, 2, and 3. It has lumens on it, so I don't think we need to do it.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. All set, thank you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Well, I'll leave my business cards here, if you're ever in the area, stop by. We're gonna have an open house, grand opening on the 21st, for 3 weeks. At lunchtime, so if you want a sandwich and a piece of cake, come on by.
Great, thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the only other item on our agenda is review of the minutes from our last meeting. Has everyone had
Welcome.
a chance to review the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to accept the minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 5-0.